In 1967, a man who had struggled with his own addiction and believed deeply in the power of a strong community took a big chance and purchased this property. This man had a calling. He had a mission. That man was our founder, Gene Duffy. Over 35,000 people have embarked on their recovery journey here at Duffy's. I think this is a remarkable number on its own, but imagine the impact of those transformations over 55 years. Think about the lives that were not just saved, but created because someone made the decision to get help and because someone made the decision to be a helper. This celebration is not only about Gene Duffy's vision and legacy, the lives we have saved, and honoring the lives we have lost along the way. Today, we're also celebrating that very moment in time when you decided to be part of something much greater than yourselves and help create real change. Thank you.
It feels really good to be able to say out loud why it is that we work in this field. It kind of reminds us of why we're really here and why I think most of us, if not all of us, are here is to save lives. We talk about this tree a lot being our miracle tree, and we talk about how the roots of this tree are 12 steps. That's always going to be our roots. As long as Jillian and I live and work and breathe here at Duffy's, the roots of Duffy's will be 12 steps. The trunk is DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy. That's the core of what we do. And then the branches are different treatment modalities. That's great. But another way to look at it is that the roots of that tree are the people that built this program. And then the trunk, that's the people that work here today. That is the 80 plus people that work at Duffy's Napa Valley who support our treatment every day, right? And then the branches, that's our clients. That's our patients. That's our guests, as we like to call them. That's the people that we support. So all of that together, this tree represents what we really want to celebrate, which is our staff, because it's our staff that really hold everyone up. I hope you guys end up leaving, feeling and recognizing how much you brought to everyone's life by being here every day. And then also some of the people that used to work here, some of them are gone and no longer with us. And you all are going to be part of our outpatient christening, where we're going to christen one of the buildings in the name of John Diedrichson, and the other building in the name of Mary Burwell, the Mary Burwell Memorial Treatment Center, and Johnny's house for the supportive housing that we have at the center. Both of those people were really important to me. They're really important to our program. People are going to speak more about them at the event, but I'd like to share with you that Mary was selected partly because her spirit was so strong. Was so strong for recovery. She, when we evacuated for the glass fire, she spent 7 nights and 8 days with us, treating our clients at a Holiday Inn. She was one of the only people that was there every minute of the day that we were evacuated to support our clients. And then John Diedrichson, some call him Johnny, some call him Big Book Johnny. So much passion and love for recovery. He taught a Big Book class that you could not leave that class without feeling excited about the smallest thing. I don't think I'd be here without him. So of course we're naming both of these buildings after these two wonderful people.
John Diedrichson, Johnny D to the world, was many things: son, brother, husband, boyfriend, colleague, teacher, sponsor, alcoholic, addict, sponsee, role model, musician, jokester, and friend. In September 2009, Johnny sought a solution that would lead to a new life by coming to Duffy's for 90 days of treatment. While there, the sparks of recovery ignited in him. A year later, still sober, he returned as a staff member. He was charismatic force of fierce recovery. He protected his sobriety like a warrior, working the program daily. His enthusiasm was infectious, whether it was sharing his story or reading from the Big Book. He commanded and captivated the room. His ability to read, connect, and understand people was a gift. He had an ability to reach the unreachable and reason with the unreasonable. This made it possible for him to kindle the flame of recovery in hundreds of those suffering the pain of addiction. He touched everyone with his kind heart, loving honesty, and humor. His legacy lives and continues to be passed on from those he inspired to do the work, move forward, and be of service to others in joyful ways. My life has never been the same since I met him and his wonderful family. I mean, the words and the dedication said it all. His recovery was first and foremost. His humor was over the top. When somebody was sharing about him pacing back and forth when he would do the big book studies, I remember that. And when his mom and I got to go to a meeting to hear him share in Santa Rosa, he did the same thing, and he lit everybody's fire. You just really wanted to recover when you got to listen to him. He was an amazing man, a bright light, and the world got really small when he left us. All I can say is I know you're here, you're all around us, you're in every one of us, and you're here with us as we dedicate this whole day to more recovery for anybody who wants it or needs it.
So as soon as I went and introduced myself to Nikki, I burst into tears. Definitely haven't had an opportunity to honor Mary yet in this fashion, so I'm really glad that we get this opportunity now. After she passed, a few days later, Carter came to me and said, you know what, I think the reason why we were having such a hard time coming up with a name and the building isn't named yet is because it's supposed to be named after Mary, and we didn't know that until now. And it's perfect that it's named after her, partly because she would not want it. Right? She would think that we're just being silly, that she's not deserving of this in some way, but she so is. She so is. I used to tease her. I was convinced that she had mafia connections. And so we lovingly called her Nux. And she also thought that was really silly. But also she played along with it in a way that made you think, like, actually you probably do have connections. She was also a really fierce advocate for every client that she had. She lived so authentically, and Hal has talked about this too, about I aspire to be more like her. In that way, I want to be as authentic as she was every day. It didn't matter. She didn't care if you liked it or not. She was going to be Mary. And I really appreciated that about her. So I think that's it. That's what I have.
So I need 5 volunteers to be our imaginary ribbon. Can I have 5 people come forward? All of the good words have been spoken already. This is just to officially open the Mary Burwell Memorial Treatment Center and Johnny's house in the name of the 2 beloved folks, and to welcome this property into the Duffy family. Okay.
The people that are drawn here, of the leadership teams that have come through here, it is always about listening to the addicts who show up, focusing on what they need, finding the things to give the most number of people the best kind of help, and to fan the sparks of hope into the flame of recovery. And that flame gets passed down.